before we were parents, I had a vague idea because I worked in foster care for years, but mainly with teenagers and 8-year-olds and stuff. I didn't know anything about babies at all, so I wasn't too sure what to expect actually.
I did kind of see parenthood as a bit of a restriction in some sort of way for quite a while. I think in my 20s and early 30s, I saw it as, wow, responsibility, you know, you don't get to do all of those fun things that you get to do. And then slowly, I think once I sort of hit 33 to that 35, I mean, this overwhelming urge, I think, came through of the beauty of children as well too, and how much they show us the innocence of life. And I guess the overriding urge to be a parent came through.
For me, I was quite nervous about becoming a dad. Liv was definitely was ready before me, so it took probably a few years for me to be up to speed with that. Before we had Ellie, I said to Liv, I don't even know how to hold a baby. Like, I've only held a baby for like 2 minutes in my whole life. But as soon as I had her, you know, as soon as she was born, I held her for hours and hours immediately, and I just remember thinking that was a stupid thing to worry about. Like, you just learn it because you're just doing it constantly.
If you're about to become a parent, or you're just a new parent, I'd really love you to know it's okay not to know everything about kids, and to know that your kids will teach you along that journey. And if you're willing to learn, then it's okay. All they need from you is just lots of love and care, and that's enough.
I think before I had children, I had a lot of ideas about how it would work and what I'd be like. But I think it's a fluid thing too. I think we probably did model it off both our parents, and both our parents are very involved still in our lives.
One thing that really kind of struck me the first few months of having Oliver was, you know, what do I want to teach him? Like, what do I want to say about the world? So they're important values to help him get through life. You know, what you believe in or what you think is right or wrong, and how to behave in society. Because if you don't have any idea, neither will your child. And then I think that kind of belief guides you in your parenting.
Your cultural mix in terms of where you spend a lot of time growing up, your religious beliefs, your non-religious beliefs, whatever it is, they're all part of what makes you who you are, but you may not see them as factors that are in your parenting, but they're key in how you do what you do and why you make the parenting decisions. You've got some mothers saying, you're too hard on him. You've got some dads saying you're too soft, and vice versa. And all of these things come from everything that makes you who you are.
My culture in my family is really about healthy eating. His family are wonderful. They're very hands-on with Aurora and want to take her everywhere and all the rest of it. But there were a few things that meant a lot to me, like healthy eating and not watching TV and just certain other things. And they really got clashed with, didn't they? There was a time when you and I fought because...
I'd say our core values, I mean, you know, obviously we're married and stuff like that. We have very core values and we, you know, agreed on all of them. But there were like a lot of little nuts and bolts stuff that we didn't really think of until it cropped up.
Both of our families are very different, so we've had to sort of make our own little family unit.
And you just sort of like pick and choose what the things you liked and what you thought was good and what worked and what didn't.
You know, one of the things about becoming a parent is that I believe it has the effect of it on a person that it kind of makes you more than you already are. So if you have that approach, you go into it thinking, this is going to take me further in life. It's going to teach me a lot of things. And for that to happen, you have the attitude, the belief, the approach where you go, I'm going to grow from this experience.
When Oliver went through a really bad stage, he was actually quite sick for it. It was about 3 or 4 weeks and he wasn't sleeping very well. At first it used to frustrate me. I'd actually find myself getting quite angry, and I know that's quite normal for women to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, ah. But I've just found now that I'm starting to just get a little bit more patience. That's a huge thing that's changed, is that now I go, this is, you know, I guess I say to myself, he's only young for a while, this is not going to last forever, and this is a beautiful moment. It's you and him together, the wee hours of the morning, and trying to look at a different perspective.
I reckon what's hard about parenting are the things that you didn't expect would be the things that get under your skin and make it really hard to just be in the moment and being okay about the moment. Like, let's say if you're a neat freak and your kid's starting to do finger painting, and you're like, oh, and you're just squirming about how the fact that they're getting really kind of messy, or they're like just in mud and they're just loving the mud, and you're going, oh no, that's they're wearing that top that their auntie bought them, and oh no, and your mind is getting full of that stuff. How can we kind of just let go of what it is that, to be honest, it's the side of us that's uptight or a little rigid. How can we just let go and go back to what's most important, which is, look at them. They're having a great time.
They go through so many different stages and they want you to dress up, and I realise this time is fleeting and it's precious.
There are these moments that come with this experience of parenting, and they're there, and the question is, can I kind of slow down my really busy mind and become a little bit more calm, and we're able to just really absorb the moment and be present to the moment and just enjoy what's beautiful. And it could be just the fact that you're not even doing anything much. You're just there with your baby and you're just gazing into their face.
I love it when she smiles. It sounds corny, but just
Or
looking
says
up
new words.
and
And her laughter kills us.
little milestones.
Yeah.
A little child can teach you a lot about yourself. You see yourself reflected back, and also how unimportant some of the things we worry about, and we get so stressed about, and this little child will show you something else and you go, wow, okay, I forgot about that. I became an adult and I lost that innocence.
I think one of the things about parenthood that people don't necessarily expect is that when they feel that they got something wrong, if you can think about, well, I can learn from my mistakes and that'll make me a better parent, kind of makes it a little bit easier to kind of recover from where you felt like, oh, I did that wrong.
I sort of learnt that you don't need to be ready all at once. You learn on the job, and you have a lifetime to sort of work it out, I guess.